Greetings, greetings, peace and blessings, family. Oh, how long it has been. Blessed New Year to each and every one of us, and we are truly grateful. We pray that God's peace is upon all of you, all of you, and His peace will be with all of us throughout this new year.
That's when they can hear us.
I will do that. So before I go any further, please, someone give us the thumbs up so that we know that we are heard. Please. And then we shall proceed. Oh, right, we got some. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so very much for tuning in to hear what we have to say and what we want to share. We are grateful. We truly, humbly appreciate it. And we extend apologies for our absence, our touch and go. But life is lifing. You understand.
Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
To Charles in Africa, I think if you're still in Rwanda, how did you, how was it over there with the conflict in the DRC situation? We had a couple people reach out that was scared and trying to get to safety, trying to get some assistance, get some help. How did you fare over there?
Let us know. Let us know. I know you're probably in Kigali and not in the thick of it. However, just let us know if there's any spillage and what the sentiments may be.
Oh, he said he's back in the U.S.
Oh, he's back in the okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. Let us know if it's a permanent thing or just a swing by. You just swinging by. Good to see you anyway. So we have some other folks. We have our beloved sister Natasha, salam alaikum, Brother Charles, salam alaikum, and Lil Will, JG. Thank you so very much for tuning in. It's good to see these familiar, I can't say faces, but good to see Good Brother Jack. We got Chris, Amoy, Peter. Oh man, some really familiar names.
Loyal people.
We are grateful for your presence and tuning in. Truly, truly. Thank you so very much. What do you have?
Boy, coming into the new year has been a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
It has really, really been a lot. It's been good, but I must say, this last 2 weeks, Kenya has
Kenya. Kenya's been Kenya.
Kenya had me in tears, especially this last week. But these last 2 weeks, Kenya has tried to I don't know the word.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Life is life, no matter where you are, whether it be the U.S. or Africa or wherever you might be. Life will continue to be life, and so we just have to continue to weather the storm and go through the challenges because there have definitely been some challenges that we have been confronted with, but I'm sure you all can. We're preaching to the choir. I'm sure you can all attest to the same. But we're here. We're good. We're fine. We're grateful to still be among the living, to be seen and not viewed, and we are so appreciative to be able to share our experience with you, the good, the bad, ugly, and the indifferent. So that's why we're here because things are going down, and we have to just add our 2 cents, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little strange watching from the sidelines. I think the first time this this president was in office, we were headed out the door. We was gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
that's right. That's right.
Here again, we still gone, but we're watching from the sidelines because a lot of his policies affect African soil. So it's kind of interesting to see what's going to happen, how things are going to unfold, how the world views him as a crazy man. But let's watch and see what he's doing.
Yeah, we have. I mean, so really, we can kind of do, just observe and be wise, and how we make moves. and just be steps ahead, really in truth. I think what I would do, walaikum salam, Sister Halima.
Mhm.
I see you. Good to see you. All right. So this is very interesting for me, right? Uh, with him being now in the second term. Uh, and I'm going to tell you why it's interesting for me. In his first term, okay, just like now, as he was, campaigning and making moves to, to hold the office, uh, in the first term, pretty much was the same. People's sentiments were pretty much the same. Probably a little to a higher degree now than it was then. Nonetheless, oh, maybe not. Nonetheless, um, as it was moving in that direction, I heard something that stuck with me. And what I heard was this is what I heard from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as he made mention in one of his lectures as it referenced him and his campaigning and running for that particular office. And he said these words. He said that at that time, he said, if he should become, I'm paraphrasing, it's not an exact quote, but he said, if he should become uh, the president, then he's going to run America into hell in a rocket ship, right? So
Meaning fast.
very fast, very, very, very fast, and meaning the conditions are going to be very unfavorable, just to say the least. And so I hung on and held on to those words, and then from that filter, I observed, as my wife was saying, from the sideline, and kind of watched and watched and watched. And I saw things happening, of course, as we all did. But things pretty much upheld itself. And for me, I don't. When I listen to the minister, his words are not idle words to me. So fast forward to now, when in fact when I say he, meaning the current president Donald Trump, began to run for office once again, I said, here we go. This is it. So from my vantage point, I didn't know either way, but to me, I knew. I just knew based on what the minister had said, I knew he was gonna win. He was gonna win. He was gonna be the president for a second term, and fulfillment would take place. We're watching and we're seeing, okay, it's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks, okay? And the rate of speed by which he is taking action so fast and so quick, it's almost like a rocket ship because he's moving so quickly, so fast, and a lot of things are going to fall on many people very unfavorably. Okay, and if he continues, my opinion, if he continues in this way, then I think that what we will begin to see, or we're beginning to see, but we will see the actual fulfillment at the end of what those words were stated some how many ever years ago that was, that America would definitely be placed in a very, very hellish condition at that leadership.
So it's funny because I'm trying to look at, like, let's say the eyes of the people over here.
Sure.
So the other day we were in a meeting with potential clients, and the potential client is a Kenyan who's married to an American, but they live in the US. And they're like, I got to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I need help. Let's get out of here. And so there's a new dynamic now of Kenyan diasporas that wants to come back home, like immediately.
Right.
But they're married to a US citizen. And so it's kind of weird hearing this because usually it's just us saying we got to get out of here. But for someone else who's supposedly in the land of milk and honey, and they're like, I got to go. Like they understand the time.
They feel it.
It's just a little, yes, they feel it on top of he's deporting everything smoking. Anything, everything, everybody. Everybody got to go.
Well, there's a saying, but I ain't gonna say it right now. There's a saying: everything that ain't white, that's right, is in flight. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's the truth you want to show them. But the crazy thing is, when we're on social media, and we're just looking at different things that's going on, different deportations, and we're seeing. Did you put it in?
Not yet. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm saying that video I want to show.
Well, sure.
Oh, and we're seeing that it ain't just immigrants, as they want to call them. It's Black people too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show it, and I didn't really see it. I heard a little bit of it, but I didn't really see it. We're gonna show it. So you can, and you probably had already seen it because so many things are going on and circulating throughout social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, WhatsApp. It doesn't even matter. It's there. It's there. You know. But the foundation of what it is that I'm going to show it. But the foundation of what it is that we, at least from our perspective, and looking at what's going on, quite possibly this could really truly be a blessing in disguise if we can see it for what it is in the time that we're actually living in. So, although we are experiencing so early on in the game, we are experiencing these things, or these things have promised to make things very, very, very bad, which is what we're going to be, showing and sharing. Uh, it may not be as bad as we may think it could be or will be. So that's just laying a foundation of how we want to approach what we want to share today. And then we love, of course, to hear from you guys. And I know you're going to share, you're going to tell us what's what. So let me share this with you and show you what this deportation, which seems to be a headliner, and what it is that he's doing.
Yeah, on Thursday, ICE detained American citizens, a military veteran, and one of my colleagues and her son, who is 8 years old. Now, my colleague and her son are Black American citizens. They have Jamaican ancestry. They were detained for over 24 hours. That's how long it took us and lawyers to get them out of ICE detainment. And the son now has extensive trauma, and they are Black Americans. I'm not sitting this out. I just said in another video, I'm not sitting anything out because our community is going to need us. Black Americans were detained. That means they're not going after just people who are illegals, as you want to call them. They're going after whoever they can. And the 14th Amendment was an amendment that gave Black people birthright citizenship that were descendants of slaves. So if that is repealed and they go after one group, who do you think they're going after next? I'm not sitting anything out. Not when my community is going to need me. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, you want to address that?
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. What do y'all think about that?
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, it's really not a surprise, though. That's my thing.
Surprise.
Not for me.
They have a whole list of people that they are going to migrate out. 1,200 of them are Kenyans. There was like a big, I forgot how much it was, 100,000 that were other African countries.
Right.
No, Nigerians.
Okay.
And a large
1,200, I think 1,200 Kenyans.
Yeah, 12. I just said
You
that.
said that? Okay, I'm sorry.
A lot of them that were from Jamaica. Like the whole list is all brown countries. All brown countries. Mexico, of course, was the biggest list, but Chinese wasn't on there.
But they hit the Chinese in a different way. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, now we see why now, but Chinese wasn't on there. Germans and some other stuff. But Black Americans, how we on the list and y'all stole us and brought us there?
Well, I mean,
how we on the list?
So this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying it's really not really a big surprise because you know things you know things just kind of lay dormant, right? We understand. We without even going through it, we understand. The foundation of the country. We understand the mindset. We understand the position that even we were in during that time, and you know really you know a band-aid is what it really was and has been, just a band-aid. you know and there are many things that we can unfold, the layers that we can peel back on, how we can come to the realization that this is nothing really new. It's really nothing new. Okay, so that's why I say it's not a surprise for me anyway.
Surprise for me.
All right, I mean, I'm sure it's a surprise for many people, unexpected, but you know.
So I sent that clip to my brother, and he was like, "Oh, they could send me back to Africa. I could use that free plane ticket." Well, it happens to me. I'm like, this is some crazy stuff.
I mean, so now let's look at the flip side though. Now this is, I mean, we're dealing with deportation, of undocumented, as they would say, immigrants from different places, a lot of darker native countries, if you will. We're dealing with that. We're dealing with tariffs. We're dealing with so many different things all at one time. But more specifically, as it relates to those who are deemed the minority, who are not as favorable, we just call a spade, right? In a set, I guess, in set eyes, I'm not really focused so much. This is why for me, I'm looking at it as a blessing in disguise because I'm not so much focused on the actions of what they're doing. Not that I'm disregarding it, but again, as I mentioned, I'm not surprised by it. I'm totally not surprised. But what I'm seeing is, and what I'm focusing on is the reaction and the response of those who are uh, affected affected by what it is that is being done. I saw a clip. I don't have the clip, but I saw a clip, and this is speaking more specifically with the deportation. Buford Highway in Atlanta, Georgia. No, no, really, this
What, baby Mexico?
it's a part of Buford Highway. Buford, if anybody from Atlanta understands it, no, Buford Highway is a long stretch, okay? And in that long stretch, it starts out Buckhead and it just kind of extends on out, and it gets to a certain part, and it's like being in either Mexico or Honduras. It's really, I mean, really, they got their own dentist, taxi services, they running things. I mean, things are in their own language. They ain't no English jumping off. They really have established themselves as a community, right? I saw this clip. I wish I would have prepared to have it.
It's ghost town.
Buford Highway. No, it's not. Buford Highway on both sides of Buford Highway. It was like you would have thought it was a parade.
Oh, that's later. That's before.
It was a parade. They had the Honduras flag. They had the Guatemala. They had the Mexican flag. They had. I mean, they. And what I saw in that was that it's forcing them and us to come together as we should have been doing anyway. But I digress. It's forcing to look within and to come to the realization that all we really truly have is one another. I've been hearing dialogue about, okay, all right, the Latino community and the Black community, they kind of see certain things differently, but then a statement was put out there like, listen, when the Latinos are getting hit, it's the Black community that's always coming and jumping to the aid, and it never fails. And then there was a Latino, he was Dominican Republic, and he expounded on that. And he's giving an effort to make sure that this union that is you know budding between the communities will flourish and flower and become what it should have been anyway, right? So I'm seeing these things happen, And I'm like, man, this might be of some good, as opposed to, not to say that it's good, but the outcome may lead us in a direction that will enable us to be able to say, okay, we are who we are. We have what we need amongst each other, and we can build. We can do what we need to do for ourselves.
Brother Wendell said he saw the Dominican clip.
Oh, okay, good. Yes. Sister Natasha said, I refuse to be distracted by it all. That's what I'm talking about, sis.
But then I seen a clip today, and it said it showed it showed that area again, and it's like a ghost town. Literally, they show the construction site, and nobody's at work.
That's right.
Because everybody is gone. They're afraid of ISIS. Like, who's gonna do the manual labor that we too lazy to do, or we refuse to do? We refuse to do it for whatever price that they're paying. Like the construction site, it was 2 of them, empty. Liz said, I have no interest in bugging it out. In America, I ran like a runaway slave when I had the chance.
I feel you, sis. I love it.
Nadash said, hello, family. Thank you for being a good host to my husband. So that must be one of the clients that just left. We've had so many people. Oh, that might be my brother that just left today. She said she's packing now.
Okay. JJ, you're right. It's going to force Black people to unite. We're going to have to put away our differences, and we are going to have to be like, listen, all right, let's do what we got. Let's get in the grind together. And we're gonna have to do it. It's no other. And let me tell you, let me show something. Can I show something real quick? This is just a reminder, all right? Or a refresher, I guess you could say. I just want to show it. But you can talk. You can keep talking or looking at the comments.
I don't know what he's showing.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna show it. Hold on. All right. Listen. 6 months ago, we did this live. Okay. We did this live. Africa must do for self or suffer the consequences. Okay. And here we are. 6 months later, right? And this is what we're confronted with. And when I say Africa, I'm not just talking about Africa. I'm talking about the diasporas, we of the original people, wherever we might be, Africa, America, the Caribbean, wherever, right? We must do for self or we're going to suffer the consequences. And this is what we're up against.
Well, we talked about, even on that clip then, we talked about the effects of what's going to happen and how we are relying. When I say we, because I'm now in Africa. I know I can't. Thank you. I'm a Kikuyu.
Hey, my Kenya, she thinks she's Kikuyu.
Yes. I learned the new commanding word too. I'm going to tell you it.
What she remembers.
Yeah, when I remember, I'm going to tell you. They say, no, don't say it. Don't say it. I'm going to tell you. Hold on.
I hope she don't remember. I don't know what it is. No.
Saki.
I don't know what that is.
They're going to tell you watch. That's my new commanding word. Right. So it's you got to remember, when we came over here, a lot of us came on the principle of hearing these African presidents saying things like one currency, single dollar for Africa, same currency for Africans, no visas for the diaspora. Let's get away from the US dollar. We came over here on these strong words. But I have to say, being here 4 years, I have not seen any of that happen. Any of it. Not one of those things happened until recently. And for one, Mr. Trump, he gonna make it happen for you. Because he don't want you. He don't like Black folks. He don't like Africans. He does not want anyone relying on Americans, on the US dollar, on the strength of the US dollar. He don't even care. he's doing what he's doing, and he's like, I told y'all, go do it.
Which one?
The one with the brother.
Okay, yeah.
So lately, we're hearing some good, strong words right now because you have to, because Master said so. Check this.
I'm a little slow, y'all, but I'm getting it. Yeah, it's been a minute. All right, here we go.
We're back here in Africa, where former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta has criticized African leaders for lamenting U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to freeze foreign aid, including the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief. Speaking at the East African Region Global Health Security Summit in Mombasa, Kenyatta urged leaders to shift from dependency and instead focus on self-sufficiency. He questioned why African nations should expect U.S. support when they do not contribute to its tax system.
I saw some people the other day crying, oh, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, hey, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bana. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, tujiulize, what are we going to do? Haya, ametoa hiyo pesa, sasa tutafanya namna gani jameni? What are we going to do? Yeah? To support ourselves. Because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things.
We're back here in Africa, where former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta.
So I love that. When I heard it, when I saw it, I said, now that's the language. That's the mindset that I believe, that should be possessed. I'm looking at Ibrahim Traore. We all know Ibrahim Traore, right? This young president is doing his thing, and I think that it would be who maybe some of the other leaders on the continent will actually follow suit. It seems as though I know the conditions there prompted him and those along with him to do what is being done, but he read the handwriting on the wall. And so he was like, okay, we have to do what we have to do for ourselves. We have to dismiss those who were causing trouble, throwing the rock in the crowd, and hiding their hand. We have to dismiss them. And we have to come to terms and realize that we don't really need. We have everything that we need. We just have to realize that we have the ability to do it for ourselves. Okay. So I like former President Uhuru, what he said, and I'm really hoping that mindset, that attitude will begin to take place. But I believe that it will, because
it has to.
It's gonna have to.
It's time,
right?
You have to.
What are you gonna do? You're not gonna. You're just gonna just
sit there and cry,
like you said. You're gonna say cry. What are you gonna do? No, okay. Drop your, like Booker T. Washington. Drop your buckets right where you are. Drop your buckets. Get to work. Let's do it.
You have to. When foreign aid is on freeze, a 90-day freeze right now. Foreign aid doesn't exist right now. So all the money that was sent for these particular projects, healthcare, I think I sent you that paper. Healthcare, anything dealing with abortion, anything dealing with inclusive, how you say the word, inclusivity, whatever. Yeah, what does that say?
Just take a look.
saying in birthright citizenship, that's major because so many people, especially let's just say Africans, their children are born in the States. He's trying to cancel all that out. People that were born, Mexicans that were born in the country, Chinese, whoever.
But that's unconstitutional.
Whatever. Mr. Trump said they're going to end birthright. I can't see now.
All right. Well, I had it on it. Well, let me put it again.
Thank you, Brother Wendell.
What you say?
I can't ever get that word out. I still can't. Inclusivity.
Inclusivity.
Inclusivity. I don't have enough moisture.
So read it on. Read it real quick.
Increase oil drilling. For some reason, that's all he's thinking about. Because he do not want no one telling them they can't have no gas. Made in America auto industry. They the ugliest cars. In gender affirming care practices.
Gotta hurry up. It's going in.
I'm done. That's it.
Well, I'm sure they read it. You can see, and I'm sure many of you probably had already seen them, and already aware of these things that that he's putting forth. Excuse me, and it's almost like digging your own hole. It seems like, it's like
it's funny because we watched Biden and Kamala pushing this agenda, but it seemed like it was so fast and so hard. Like they were going so hardcore on this particular agenda. It was like they knew if they had an ounce of any way that they might get reelected, that their whole agenda will be
on that platform.
On that platform. Trump comes in and it's like he snatches it. Get that crap out of here. He's just snatching all of that.
Right.
It's not funny, but it's.
He's just. I mean, he came in with just like a bulldozer. Just really just anything the Biden era, anything that they put forth, like he's just even as it stated, he's trying to remove just about everything. Everything.
My brother, not like the client went home. He's on his way home and he's like, I just heard the good news that they're making all federal employees take a. Do you know how many people is in those positions waiting for retirement so they can get the heck on out of America? I'm not saying they're coming to Africa, but they're trying to get up out of it. So you are forcing these people now to take an early retirement and go. What? Yeah, I'm gonna use that for your benefit.
But the reality is that everybody's not leaving.
Yeah, they're trying to fight.
Everybody's not.
I just read either you leave or you get fired.
Right. So I mean, it's again, this is just. I'm a photographer, and it's all about perspective. You know what I'm saying? You can catch the image depending on the angle that you're looking at it. How's the light hitting the subject? Okay. You might have to move around a little bit to catch the right light on the subject. So it's the perspective, okay? If we would only come to the realization, we've been at this thing for so long. Before I was born, before my mother was born, before we've been at this thing. This is not new at all. And we keep with the kumbaya. We think that some benevolence is and the solution is within ourselves. The solution is within ourselves. This is how I'm looking at it. You had big old Pharaoh. Everybody thought Pharaoh, afraid of Pharaoh. And nobody, the children of Israel, which we are the real children of Israel, but anyway, the children of Israel, they just didn't, think that, and God had to make a situation happen. He had to make the situation unfavorable, and he had to do something. He had to break the perceived power of Pharaoh for them to see that ain't it. That ain't it. So now all of a sudden we got planes dropping from the sky. I wonder.
Within 10 days of presidency,
I wonder. It's
two
unfortunate,
planes and killing and just dropping out of the sky.
Hearts go out to the unfortunate, victims. Uh, I just don't think that. I mean, this is just it's something to really look at. And all of this that's happening and occurring. It just doesn't smell right. So, I just think that it really truly is a blessing in disguise. Uh, but we would
A
have to
blessing for who?
for 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 those who are ill affected by or at the hands of the person or persons who are delivering these unfortunate things. Imagine those who are deported, right? I'm not saying that it's a good thing or a bad, or anything like that, or a bad thing. But imagine those who are deported. Just imagine, okay, the skill set that they may have acquired, right? However way that they may have come, they may leave not empty. So what they may have acquired, if they were to go back, this is just me hypothetical, go back in numbers and be say, okay, if as we had done for those there, why not we use our skill set that we have acquired and do for our own people who we are being led back to? I understand the monies that they were getting, they were sending back to families and all of that there. But a lot of places that especially here in Africa, is the natural resources. We just dig for ourselves. We create the wealth for ourselves. I don't want to oversimplify it, but it's really kind of just that simple.
You know, it's weird. We need to read some of these comments though.
Okay.
Let's see. A study, that's the word, a study by McKinsey and Company noted that white women are more likely to benefit from policies that provide equal pay and advancement opportunities. They do. That's the first one is they get all the inclusive benefits. They get all of it. Gerald said an appointment in any country from ambassadors are subject to political changes in home country.
I'm trying to keep up with it so I can put it on the screen.
Sister BJ is on, but she's getting off to finish working.
Okay, thank you for giving us a little bit of time.
Carrington, we aren't a weak people, we're just out organized.
Yeah.
Anytime we get organized, power structures collapse. Definitely. Brother Wendell said he could see you and Brother Nori's name on a marquee. Or DEI policies often target gender.
Me and Brother Nori? I'm not on that level, but I thank you though, brother. Praise me to Allah. What do you say now?
So the thing is, like, we're trying to figure out why do Black people or Africans have to leave the country to go make more money in another country,
right,
to send back? And especially when, like, a place like Kenya that has everything and the potential to have every kind of business based right here, when you're on the outside looking in, it feels like Kenyans don't demand their work. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't demand because out of fear of, well, if that's the case, then they can easily fire us. That's what someone said. If you demand, then you get fired. And I think if some of these policies and the corruption wasn't so heavy, the money is here. Well, you look around at all the development, like we're going into these different apartments and majority of the owners is Kenyans.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they did the research, the majority of the foreign investors is Kenyan diasporas. There's money here, but it's something that keeps the people down. And it can only be greed because the money is here. Kenya has like the best of both worlds. And that, for me, I just can't understand why. Why do they have to rely on aid, especially from the US? US doesn't offer anything for just partnership in business. There's always a contingency. There's always a reason why. We want you to change who you are. We want you to change what you do. We were watching
But that was when it had a particular, that was of the Democratic Party.
yeah.
As we're seeing clearly, with this new, with the Republican Party, they're so conservative that they rather just cut you off, as we're seeing. Like, listen, we don't want nothing to do with you. We're just gonna cut you off. You do you, we're gonna do us. And so they're not even putting any conditions out there. But dig it though, right? So this is, I'm looking at this thing and I'm looking at how, as it positions itself, when I say it, meaning America, positions itself to remove what they deem to be less favorable or not in line with what they perceive as as an American society. What in that, what is being done is that they are putting themselves on an island. So now a lot of African countries are like, okay, no, I'm not really feeling America because they keep putting these conditions. And now they're like, okay, we're just gonna cut you off outright. But I got China and Russia over here, and they're like, listen, we want to go ahead, we want to do this trade with you, we want to invest in your country, and listen, you're a sovereign nation, that's you. We're not trying to interfere with your sovereignty. Do you? So a lot of African countries are like, oh, yeah, this is okay, cool. We can do this. We can do that. If that's the way. So cutting off, listen, there's no European nation, there's no Western nation that could be what it is today if it were not for Africa. Straight up. Whether it was the natural resources or the people, us, that was taken, it would not exist if it were not for any part of Africa, any aspect of Africa. So why cut yourself off? Why cut your nose to spite your face?
Because it's a shithole country. You heard him.
That's what he said.
Just and it's not even a bunch of countries. It's Africa in whole. It's a shithole country. So Burkina Faso. PP Bob, he's talking about Burkina Faso with the electric car plant.
Yeah.
And South Africa has one, and Kenya has the second one. So, but it's amazing because Burkina Faso, if you did any research on that country, it was listed like one of the poorest countries in Africa, next to what was that, Burundi? I think Burundi is supposed to be the poorest. It was listed like that. It was listed as one of the poorest African countries, most underdeveloped, all kinds of stuff. And for them, they're coming through the ashes and making a stance. A young man, fearless, like, you know what? We don't need y'all. We don't need these French people. We don't want your language. We don't want your clothes.
Everything.
We don't want nothing. We don't want your secondhand clothing coming in here. We're going to handle our own business. We're going to build our own electric cars, which means we're not going to be relying on nobody's oil in a short period of time. Why can't all the countries do that?
That's what, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They need to follow this man's lead here, because this man is doing. It's just, but of course, that boy, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I mean, that would really, really be something. But I'm hoping that is, rummaging through the minds of many who are in these particular positions to begin thinking that way. What we can't do, because he's a young man.
He's young. And a lot of these older presidents don't want to listen to him with his new ideas.
And that's that whole not that they on the continent will be familiar with this, but that's the whole Willie Lynch, to keep the old away from the young. But you need the two to be together, because the young, they have that right spirit, the young for war, the old for counsel, and it's necessary. It's necessary. You know, it's many things I could say about all of that there, but anyway.
So he said, that's true. We just recently heard that as well, that there was all this money that was sent over here for them to give the U.S. sent all this money over here for the vaccinations during COVID time, and it never made it. Y'all should be grateful.
I was, yeah, because the
You
brother,
should be happy.
his brother,
It didn't make it.
he was a driver. He was talking about that. We were
Yeah.
saying like, yeah,
That's not a bad thing.
that might have been another blessing in disguise.
Yeah, like he said it, they put it towards apartments. Well, whoever was over the presidency at that time, or whoever was over that stuff, that's brilliant. So you can provide apartments for people to live, or you can give vaccinations for people to die or have a different effect later on. That's great. You didn't want that poison, I promise you.
So, I mean, we only 2 weeks deep.
2 weeks.
Not even deep. We're only 2 weeks in.
No, not even 2 weeks. It's 10 days.
We got 4 years to go. 4 more years to go. So
he's kind of old, or maybe he ain't gonna make it.
We don't know. But we can't worry about that.
Stress be trying to take me out. He's got way more stress than I do.
Yeah, but he got a lot more money to do too.
He just buys stress relievers.
He got a lot of money. So, but I mean, we can't focus on that. We got to focus on us, and we got to stop this backbite, slack talk, settle our differences, this envy, this jealousy, this
sometimes I feel like
criticizing. We got to listen.
We just hate.
We got to stop.
We hate Black excellence.
Man, I saw Roland Martin go off because he was like, because look, you got. They try to do it with the Civil Rights Act. They try to do it Black History Month. That's another thing that I'm seeing. The reaction and response. It was like, okay, on a federal level, we're not recognizing Black History Month. So Black folks are like, today is Black History Month. They're like, listen, we're not going to let you just. So we're seeing, in pockets where Black people are now, or beginning, I should say, are really saying, you know what, you can't take nothing away from me that ain't. This is ours. So we have claim over
gave
this.
It to us.
No, they didn't.
Black History Month.
Carter G. Woodson is the father of Black History or Negro History Week. Carter G. Woodson.
I said month.
No, but I'm saying, it was extended. They can't give that to us. They can't give us something that's already ours. They don't teach it. They don't teach it in the schools.
I've never been a fan of Black History Month.
Listen,
28 days of the year to learn about yourself.
But the thing about it is that it just so happened that because it was Negro History Week, doing with Carter G. Woodson, because he was an educator, okay? He's a scholar. And he saw the significance and the importance during that time that we were so far removed from what we knew of the greatness of ourselves, and saw how we were being miseducated. Miseducation of the Negro. Please get that book if you haven't gotten it. But of course, Carter G. Woodson was an incredible thinker ahead of his time. And so he saw that there was a need for us to be reminded of the greatness that we have. So we have to see of those in our past, our recent past, who have made great achievements. There's things that we use on a daily basis that we don't even realize that these were inventions by Black people. So this is significant in the sense that it shows us that regardless of what you say of me as a Black person, I know that I'm great because I have a history that shows me of great people among us who have, against all odds, have done great things. So those who fail to learn history are doomed to repeat it if it's not learned properly. History is best qualified to reward its researcher. We got to know history. Because if we don't know history, we become detached.
So why do you have to do it in 28 days?
You don't. You don't have to do it in 28
In the
days.
shortest month of the year. Why
So I'm campaigning. I'm making the announcement first, live and direct here, the Residential Tours YouTube channel. Instead of saying Black history, we're gonna say Black now. I'm Black now. I'm Black now, and what I'm doing now, if I'm doing the right thing, will make history. Black now, because I'm Black 365 days of the year. Okay, so if we adopt that attitude, I'm Black now because I'm beautiful, I'm great. I got kings and queens that I can look to in history on the African continent that shows me that I got king in me. You got queen in you. You know what I'm saying? We were the first civilizations, the best, the greatest of civilizations out of Africa. Man, we don't need nobody but God and ourselves. That's all we need. That's all we need. And we put this substitute in front of us to think that they have something that we don't already have. But we got it. We got it. So if he's going to keep doing this, and he said, or when he keeps doing this, he keeps doing this. And the way I see it, he is acting, at the hand of God, because God, it's like, when you're a little boy or a little girl and you do something wrong, and mom and dad gotta come, they gotta get that whip, not the whip, but the belt. You gotta get that belt. Yeah, it's that hand right there. It's connected to that. That's so that we can get in shape. We can get ourselves in the position that we need to put ourselves in, so that we can do for ourselves, and we can have what we once had once before, and then some, even greater, even greater. That's my soapbox. I know y'all saying talk too much, but I don't care.
That was nice.
I'm just teasing.
So, Brother Gerald said it's better even African Americans be given free student loans every year, maybe $2 billion yearly, and I take all of that. I'll take all of that.
So where is that? What does it say?
He was saying maybe that should be like almost like what's the word? Reparation. Yeah. PP Bob said, U.S. is a colony like Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Colonies don't teach the history of natives or labor groups brought in to develop the colony.
Exactly.
That's true. And they're going to water it down.
I mean,
they're going to water it down.
If you don't treat you right, they're not going to teach you right.
Never.
So we get it, but we can't, listen, 21st century, we know this. So we can't wait on this. But I wanted to say, you said the brother about the
he was just saying a form of reparations, like let's get some money, give us free student loans, something. Kimmy Apple said, how are you teaching your children about Black American history?
Us personally? Yeah. Or just in general?
So from 1 or 2.
I mean,
2 years old, maybe.
I mean, so much. They're like, all right, I don't want to hear it. Okay, I know.
Let's not sugarcoat nothing. Especially now you got social media. We're on YouTube. We were teaching them about Black American history. Okay, we were teaching them about lynching, about slavery. These girls here, don't play with them. And the young Imani, she went to a Muslim school. So when she was 4,
Black Muslim.
So when she was 4 years old, everything that we taught, they enhanced it.
Reinforced it.
Well, I remember we were out in the parking lot showing them videos of, was it lynching? Something, and they started screaming and crying. They was like, that's enough.
Yeah, that might have been some abuse there. We might have done that one.
Because they were showing tendencies of being merciful.
Right.
So we wanted them to have full knowledge. So when they come over here to Africa, the appreciation was settle right on it, to the point where my grandchild, she went back to Atlanta for to start high school, and she's like, John, I'm not used to seeing so many white people all over. it was like a total, almost a culture shock again, because now she's trying to figure out what
She never lived really. She never aged
she
or
never
lived
had that
alone.
life.
You know,
Her life was black. Black, like she didn't have black baby dolls. She didn't have black. I mean, she had only black baby dolls, black books. Uh, she was reading since she was 2, 3 years old, teaching black words and black power and black affirmations. Um, poured into them. That's how we did it.
how we do it.
Yeah.
So, but this is. I mean,
how she is right now.
but
Now don't put that on me.
but it don't matter, because the thing about it is that she wherever she is, she goes, and they go, they can hold their head up because of what was poured into them. If they're among a mixed group of individuals of different nationalities, ethnic groups, they can still keep their head up because they know who they are. So regardless of how they behave and choices that they make, there's some root. All right, there's a foundation. There's a foundation.
Look, this brother said,
Time. Oh,
he said, where is it? Oh, Teddy Davis said, I enjoy your conversations. I wish those Black YouTubers who want other Black folks to move to Portugal would tune into you guys instead. Listen, I want to see Portugal. Because they're moving in areas where there's Africans at. There's going to see Africans all over the world. Black people are all over the world. They stole it, especially over there. But they have some kind of Black cultural. I want to see Portugal, because everyone that I know that went there loves it.
But I kind of get what he's saying, though.
But he's saying everybody telling them to go to these other foreign countries. They need to come home and help build Africa. I understand what he's saying.
Oh, I mean, even if you never lived, if you're fortunate enough, this is my humble opinion. If you're fortunate enough to travel abroad, I think that I think we kind of like, I don't know if I'm right by this. We say owe it to ourselves to at least come visit Africa.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Come visit. Even if you don't decide to live in Africa, at least come visit. Um, and
make a real decision. If you're looking to relocate, repatriate, and you're trying to figure out where, a lot of people like to do their DNA thing. I understand that, but I'm like, why? Why? Because at one time we didn't have these borders. So you do a DNA, it's going to show you're from Africa. But that doesn't mean that's where your spirit is going to be at peace at. That doesn't mean our DNA is going to say Nigeria. We already know that.
I don't know.
I ain't going to no Nigeria. First of all, I don't like to be hot. I don't like a whole bunch of other stuff, but I don't.
That's
I ain't going to that sounds so ignorant, right? But that's how I feel. I don't want to go to Nigeria.
I mean, well, my position is, I mean, there's no place on the globe that we are not. We can find ourselves anywhere, or our history traces just about anywhere on the globe as being the origin of those areas. So Earth is home, 196,940,000 square miles, as you see us wearing oftentimes on our shirts, because that's kind of like the mindset that we are trying to grow into, and understanding that, everywhere you plant your foot, really truthfully is your home. Like someone had put it here and said, why America claiming it like it's theirs? Nah, it ain't really theirs. They took it. We know we have our indigenous family who have their origin the same as our origin, so we're family. And so they're absolutely right. We got to stand up, man. We just got to get off our knees and just stand on up and take back what is ours, which is first ourselves. We have to reclaim ourselves 1st, and then we can go ahead and reclaim and rule the earth in freedom, justice, and equality. Freedom, justice, and equality is stop carrying the behavior of our former oppressors, our former colonizers, our former enslavers. We got to take those clothes off, right? And we got to really just do better.
Yeah, like we're gonna do better with dropping more videos, showing how beautiful Kenya is again. Um, we got a lot coming up that we're excited about. Can't wait to show you guys. Um, Kenya is still amazing. We're in a weird weather time. It's raining and then it's not. It's not a rainy season, but on most days we're going outside. We're walking. The other Mohammeds, they walk about 7-8 miles a day. What? They just be gone. They're enjoying life. They're getting physically fit. They're reducing stress. I can't wait to be like that. Wait to be like that. But
some good comments here, man. I wish we could address all of
yeah,
them.
we could. That it's a must do. Ghana only an 8-hour flight. I don't even want to go to Ghana. He wants to go.
No, I have to go.
I don't want to go to Ghana.
Listen,
I'm so happy with the east side.
I'm gonna be honest
I
with
don't
you.
like to be hot.
There's really no place on this earth that I would not. If I could, I would go. I honestly would go. I would go. I'm not saying necessarily live there, but I would love to be able to go. Because I'm really truthfully, I'm trying to adopt, really grow into that mindset, that I mean, I don't want to, I mean, we've already made a second class citizen in America. I don't want to feel like a second class citizen in the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not citizens in these different countries, but I want to be able to feel like,
Welcome.
well, like God intended, man. God intended for us to just be able to just explore as much as, the God given right He gave us. So, there's so much that could be said, man, about, all of this. And I'm sure this is not going to be the last because, again, only 10 days. We got 4 years, 4 years, But I will say this because I know many are like, listen, I'm out of here, I'm gone. And that's cool, but balance, the emotions with logic, okay? Be practical, right? If you do decide to leave and for whatever reason, you want to relocate, you want to move with whether Africa, Portugal, Mexico, wherever, do your due diligence, okay? The grass is not always greener on the other side. And what is good for the goose may not necessarily be good for the gander. So what might be good for one and work for them, it may not work for you in this particular place or whatever. Do your due diligence, right? Acknowledge your emotions, acknowledge what is current and what you're up against and what you're dealing with. Practicality, though, be practical because you'll find yourself bouncing all over the globe trying to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, find a place,
But if you're able to bounce, we met a brother last night, and and this brother has like 40 something passport stamps, and I'm just like, he's retired, semi-retired, but he's just, and he's single. He's solo traveling. He's just seeing the world. That's so amazing to me. I'm just like, wow, I didn't plan my life right, because that's all I want to do. But I mean, if you can, why not do it? It's funny because we spoke about people that are the brand name sneakers, brand name purses and shoes and blah blah blah, and never been out of their own city. And I'm like,
it's crazy.
our focus is trying to make people believe that we're rich when you could actually be free. That's so crazy to me.
Think about that.
We're so caught up in the material matrix that we are missing the opportunity to be free.
Can't put a price on that.
You cannot.
Can't put a price on it. You really can't. You really, really can't. And I think that if as specific, I can be specific as Black people are from America, right? if we would be more, I guess the best way I can say is more unified or more organized or more uh, direct in our efforts, I think we will be recognized more when we come to these different places. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. That's a whole nother topic. And we touched on that before. That's a whole nother topic there. But I teach online and I teach international students, and I listen to students and they tell me about where they are. And one particular student, he was saying how he something unique. I asked him, what is something unique about where you live? He said he was from, I think, Japan. He said, but the Chinese have a Chinatown in Japan. Like they have, and it's like any and everything in that area.
I never even would have thought
I
that.
didn't either. It bugged me out. I was like, wait a minute, you've got Chinatown in Japan, and it's like, yeah, anything China, anything they got,
Every town you see them
everything
in, they're gonna
they
build
gonna build.
and make it known that this is our
It's
town.
us. We employing ourselves.
And they do their own sovereignty, right? They have their own laws.
They own their own right. They govern themselves and so forth and so on. It's like, why we can't do the same thing? Why we can't like-minded individuals? Why we can't pool our resources? You know, 10 individuals coming together. It don't take a lot, but has the financial resource, and then be able to come in and invest in land, property, and then build on the property, provide food, agriculture on the property, create a, not that it will be welcome for anybody else, but we can say we, the Black Americans, we are grateful we're back home on the continent, and we're bringing with us our skill set, our financial resources. We're not trying to take away, we're trying to add to. And we want to be able to continue to build, to welcome. And on top of that, this is our story. This is what we have endured. This is why we're so journeyed back. So there's a connection. And then we can do trading among one another. I mean,
Physical, mental, spiritual.
all of
There's
that.
so much that we can learn from each other. And you have to understand this was created by design. They wanted to keep us from unifying. As long as they kept us separate and over here never even knew that we were over there, they never even knew. Like when you talk to different people on the continent, they'll say, we just thought there was Black people in America. They haven't even had a clue of how we got there.
They don't know.
By design.
Like literally.
Like for real. They don't even know. So it's like, imagine now that they know and tying the mindsets together. Boy, oh boy. Just imagine. I'm just gonna leave it with that. Because his energy is drawn. Y'all see his energy?
No, I'm just, I start getting a little emotional, man. So I start seeing things, and just my desire and my love for us as a people to be, just better. So I just, but I'm good. I'm good. But I'm seeing a lot of these comments, and I'm grateful for the kind words that I'm seeing. I see my brother Vernon.
Yeah, let's say Brother Vernon's on.
My beautiful brother. Thank you, brother. It's good to see you, man. I see our sister Deidre. Good to see you, sis. And she made a good point. She was like, you take into consideration. I'm just expounding on what she said. You have to take into consideration your children when you look to
You
travel.
have to.
You have to take into, and we because we started in Rwanda, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really think about how it could affect the children.
Yeah.
Our focus was primarily us and the parents.
In our mind, we were like, we gotta save the children. We got to get out of here.
Right.
But in that process, it was like almost killing them.
Yeah, it was bad.
Because it limited, because of the area that they were at, where we were in that country, it limited their ability to thrive. Like there was nothing, and then we're working, but there was nothing there. There's nothing there for them to thrive, for them to do. Our girls were, they're teenagers at this point, but it was just nothing.
Right.
So when you come over, you need to be in a place that your children can adapt, they can thrive. You have to take account of, I can't have them out in this rural area. They need to be, especially if they're coming from a thriving area, they need to be where they're used to certain things.
Sure.
And so we made that mistake over there. Over here, the girls, they have a ball over here. They go into the malls and they're just starting to take Ubers, and they got friends and they got normal life, that teenage girls, and it's pure and it's sweet and it's cute and it's just gentle. I love it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, man, there's so many comments that we can't address, but I think they're addressing one another. I see the comment and the response. So that's beautiful. Glad to see, that there's dialogue even amongst.
Yeah, I want to see Sierra Leone, Brother Wendell. I hear that it's one of the most um, thriving countries right now with innovation and
Brother Wendell, and brother, I know because brother Wendell is, and I hope you don't mind. The brother is in Sierra Leone.
I think he's home.
He's home now, but he was, and he's, invested, some property. He shared it with me. I saw it. It was incredible. It's beautiful. It was very, very beautiful. And maybe we should have him on.
That would be nice.
Brother Wendell, just put it out there.
Brother Wendell has been probably the greatest supporter since we started. He's always sent encouraging words, blessings, and
always
he's always been a supporter since we started.
We're grateful for you, brother, and definitely, yeah. And I owe you a WhatsApp, so I got to reach out to you.
I apologize to everyone that that sends him messages, that tries to talk to.
I'm so bad with that. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
I'm disgusted with it.
That's so bad. Please charge my head, please, not my heart, please.
People email me, sister. So I have these wonderful relationships with brothers because they cannot connect with him.
I've been trying to. I'm bad with time management. I'm bad. I'm very, very bad.
I don't know what that is.
So please. So, Brother Wendell, forgive me, brother. However, I honor you, uphold and uplift you, brother, and I appreciate you. And I think that your experience in Sierra Leone is something that maybe we could be shared, and others can hear that report. So maybe we could talk about that and see if we could make that happen. If you would have us, brother, that would be great.
Yeah, especially what's going on over there. Look, we love Black people. We love Black excellence. So we're not saying Kenya is the best. Well, I'm saying Kenya is the best, but we're not saying this is where everybody's supposed to be. We don't want everybody, but some people need to see, and depending on what your goals are, you want to be a part of a developing country and help build and help donate and help get things. Oh man, there's so many countries to choose from, and so many countries have different objectives. I just turned a woman of a certain age, and the memory and all kinds of stuff is going crazy.
Yeah, but it happened already before.
It didn't happen like that before. I'm on the sharp. Now I'm like, what's going on? I'm my sister Kathy, and we got a lot of believers on the.
That's beautiful. It's good to see. It's good to see all of you guys, really. But
Black excellence. The sisters in movies, y'all.
Oh,
out of nowhere, she was doing paralegal one time. Next thing I know, she an actress.
Our beloved sister Kathy.
Man, I see singer Kel moved to over there. Yeah, Khalees is over there. She's building. She's doing something in agriculture. I did see that.
That's what he said. She's farming over here. She's doing some farming. We have not seen her. Which I mean, it's not likely that we would, but
we're not out in the ruralness. There's mosquitoes out there.
No, we would.
Thank you, Sister Deetra.
Sister Deetra, happy belated, yeah.
Yeah, we're not out there with the woods, but we're about to go somewhere exciting. I can't wait to show you guys next week.
Sure.
We're going to be working, trying to get videos up as fast as we can so we can get back in the, because I know y'all forgot about us.
Obviously not.
I look every day.
Obviously not. I'm glad. I'm thankful.
Sad. It's so sad. Yeah.
But
So,
you know, we value, you know, we value your time, or value. We don't want to just give you anything just for the sake of giving you anything. Not me anyway. I don't want to just say, okay, just because so we can, you know what I mean? No, we don't want to, we want to make sure there's some substance with it. You know, we want to always be in line with our purpose. Okay, we want to be able to share so that we can show, you know, not just our experience, but show that our experience is happening in a place where most people don't even realize it would happen here. You understand? Because they're not going to tell us. They're not going to show us. You know, just like you know when they did the protesting. I'm going to tell you something. It wasn't even all the hype that they shit. It wasn't even all like really like that.
we never seen
We
it.
never seen it.
And I was itching. I wanted to go out there, but I didn't know where to go.
So they're going to show you what they want to show you.
They don't show you the worst of it. They didn't show y'all how they unified, how they actually made a schedule, how they actually got permits. They didn't show y'all none of that, of course. They showed you no Roger, no Reba, no Rick. No Roger, no Reba, no Rick. That's what they showed you. That was it.
And I don't want to. I don't know how true it is, but we recently got word that, which if it's true, I'm so excited about it. Is that this Generation Z, and they're forming,
Oh yeah.
organizing to position and put in position from a political standpoint, someone that will give representation for not for themselves, but
Like Burkina Faso.
yeah. So I was happy. Really, I don't. I mean, it was a
And
pretty,
a young man told us.
yeah.
So
So
we speaking it from his mouth.
So we thinking that okay, this has some, if not all of it, somewhere in there is some truths, hopefully. So
Listen, the young generation is brilliant. I feel like the future is secure, whether we're here, and I'll leave it with that. The future is secure. That's it. I'm at peace with that. I'm at peace with that.
all right.
So
Well, family, I mean, you know, we are grateful, and we thank you for uh, lending yourselves to us, just allowing us to share our thoughts with you with regards to what's going on. And we are grateful to receive the comments and your thoughts as
and
well.
76 people on. Can y'all all hit like, please?
Yeah, but my sister
I'm
Cheryl.
getting hungry. Can y'all hit like? I need help us eat.
She didn't that's been a minute. I forgot
Yeah,
to
Sister
remind.
Cheryl, like, when you come on? Half the sisters that normally come on, you know. Trust me,
Because
like,
they
y'all to the
figured out-
White House, talk about the Exodus. We ain't gonna go. That's a trap. We ain't going. We ain't leaving.
Oh, Trump should invite you all to the White House to talk about the.
We be like,
We just gonna roll out. We just gonna roll out. Just roll out.
It's probably only one person that can make a call and we come.
There's a play, Sister Catherine. You might know about this. I forget who the playwright is. I want to say Charles Fuller, but I could be wrong. And it's called A Day of Absence. The play was about one day white folks woke up and all the black people was gone. All the black people was gone. They was like, what we gonna do?
Man, they started that.
Yeah, so yeah, we just gonna bounce and then we'll be stuck. Anyway.
All right.
All right. So all right, we done.
Thank y'all.
Thank you again. We appreciate all the great compliments. We are grateful. We appreciate it. Thank you for the, for the degrees.
The encouragement.
Everything. Keep reading. So I'm looking at me like it's
look. Thank you for the encouragement, the financial blessings, the just being here. It lets us know we still striving and we still got some work to do.
Indeed, indeed. All right, family. Please, wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your day. End out this weekend with a bang, and hopefully you'll have a fresh start for your week.
Brother Vernon, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Vernon. We appreciate that blessing, beloved.
We're gonna eat.
Oh, come on now, stop. Don't do that. All right, but thank you once again. And we'll see you.
We'll be waiting for you.
God willing.
Come back home.
Next week.
Oh, we're gonna Man, we got some. Yep. Anytime y'all see us with an alert or anything, come on, because we got some good stuff for you.
Okay.
We might have a bunch of folks coming on. We don't even know.
We don't know. We shoot from the hip. All right, family. Peace and blessings.